Hey, welcome everybody. Got off kind of a late start, but I've been working on it. Uh, I put some wood away and made some phone calls and all kinds of nonsense. Anyway, I thought I'd explain what I'm going to do for landing gear on this. It's kind of important, landing gear. Normally it's pretty heavy. Man, I wish I had some room to work. Everything's falling on the floor. I know you guys get tired of me complaining about it, but I'm still bitching. If I was back in St. Louis, I could zip through this. Of course, there wouldn't be as many videos either, but that's okay. I'll put these files away. I got to show you what I want to do. Somehow I'm missing one. All right, let's change camera angles. We want to go to camera number 1. Is that right? That's this one. No, we want to go back over here. Camera number 2. I can't figure out where I'm at. All right, how this is going to work. Well, I'll explain this and then I want to mention something. Okay, I've cut 2 plywood ribs, one for each side of the foam insert here. I've glued a piece of maple motor mount in there for the tongue. This is the landing gear floor. It's a piece of plywood with basswood glued on the top and then filled in with 1/8" balsa wood to make it light. It's not light, but whatever. Then this goes in like so. It gets glued in there like so. You can look inside there and maybe, let's see here. There you can see the basswood block inside there. Then this is keyed to the spar. Then this leading edge is going to be glued on this spar. I've got a pen in there. Where the hell did that come from? It don't matter. This is going to be a 1-wing cradle anyway. Then this is glued onto the spar. Then I have a mold buck, a leading edge mold buck, top left. I have not molded the sheeting, but the sheeting will get molded on this. It'll get glued on this with Z-epoxy. Then I'll cut out the hole for the landing gear. Well, first I'm going to put in the uprights in here, but we'll cut out the hole for the landing gear and then put the cap in it. So that's the plan. I thought it out several times. We'll see how it works. That's the theory behind this anyway. I need to cut off this line, which is on the end there. There's a cut line right there to allow for the rib to get in there. So we'll do that here right now. Like I've been saying, this is probably the most complex wing I've built, just for the simple fact of the way it's constructed. This is even worse than Then the wing I did, the wing that I did for my Tucker. So put this in here like so. I was listening to some comments about my airplane. Let me tell you something. These comments are being made from people who have never seen build an airplane. I've never even seen them fly. So I wouldn't pay much attention. Okay, so now the rib can fit in there. I want this D glued together on the rib, on the spar, on the foam, on the rib, on the spar, on the foam, all the way down the line. And that way it'll be the strongest that it possibly can be for the least amount of material. I know why that happened now. I know why. Now, I won't even mention it. Okay, I got that cut. So we're in there. We gotta make some ribs out of foam. That may or may not work. I don't know how that CA got on that foam cradle. Okay, first off, you know that you can't use CA on foam. What happens is that happens. I don't know how that got on there, but it don't matter. So I think I'll take it out of this cradle here. Put it back in the cradle it came out of. Too complicated. Try to make it perfect. I don't get any more chat rate or what? Nobody chats anymore? Wish we'd have cut 1/8 off of this. But I'm not going to go through that. I think what I'll do... Hey, Craig. Your old phone went kaput. Yeah. Kaput ain't good. Okay. You missed several live streams. Yeah, that's not good. Not that I'm the most exciting person to watch, but... Okay, before we get any farther, I need to drill the holes for the landing gear doors, and I need to get that glued in. We're all set up here to glue this together. We'll be using Tight Bond to glue that too. Smear thin coat on this and then weight it all down. The reason why I choose Tight Bond instead of epoxy is I have a little longer working time, and 50% oh man, 50% of the weight evaporates out. That's how close my working area is here, guys. You can't even move. Shit. Okay. So we know we want this one on this side. This is the outboard side. So we're going to drill a hole there. Drill a hole there. This is, let's see. Landing gears forward. We want it back here. We want this one right here. Yes, blind nuts. That's what holds this business, all this business together. 2 blind nuts. 2 440 screws hold my landing gear door or landing gear in. So let's drill a couple holes. Probably don't have an 1/8" bit. I know I brought them home. Did I put it back in there? I hope so. Of course not. Oh, there it is. This wing is not going as fast as I figured it would because of the exotic setup here. Got a drill here, else I'll flip this bench off on the floor. Can't move. Okay, so if you don't understand how this landing gear setup works, I'll show you. It's real simple. You have a landing gear wire bent like that. Goes down in that hole right there. Looks like I'm gonna have to drill it a little bigger. Needs to be longer than that too, but whatever. Don't want that too sloppy because then your landing gear will wobble. Your landing gear go down in there like so. A door goes over the top of this, screwed down so they don't fall out. Real simple. Not my idea. I have a lot of ideas, but this ain't one of them. Credit goes to Mr. Hunt. And I'm sure somebody did it before him too, but we'll give him credit. Talked to Tommy Looper today. I'll show you. I'm getting everything ready for this airplane. So you got to have a pilot. You got to have a pilot and a warbird, right? So I bought one. The problem is too big, too heavy. The pilot I'm going to put in this thing is going to look like that. This is a nice pilot, but it's 1.25 ounces, and he's too big. So what do? Well, this is Clark Gable here. He needs to be between the two sizes. Well, they don't make an oddball size like that. Just so happens I know somebody who could make me one. So I'm going to send this pilot to my buddy Tommy Looper, and he's going to carve me up one. So we'll have a 2-gram pilot instead of 1.25 ounces, and he'll look like that. So we're going to be in there. There is no finer pilot carver than Tommy Looper. None. Bar none. Got a guy in your club is 3D printing pilots, 5 grams plus paint. Yeah, so he's 1/4 ounce, 7 grams. And that all depends on the size too. But the nice thing about Tommy Looper's pilots, they're balsa wood, and he'll glue real nice to the balsa wood floor. Real nice. You remember that was the pilot, a Tommy Looper pilot went into my Tucker. Okay, so we need a couple blind nuts here. You gotta dig them out. Everything I do here, you gotta dig, move. It's unbelievable. I think I'm gonna take out the TV and put in workbenches. This screw box has about, I'd say there's 4,000 pieces in it between the two. I dropped this on the floor and they went everywhere. Always lock them and clip them when you're done. And I'm not even sure that would help. What did I just knock off? Yeah. I think when I go back to St. Louis this next time, I'm going to take some stuff with me and drop it off. Got too much shit here. I'll see it in a year when I get home. Okay, so now we need a ball driver. Just so happens we happen to have the finest, Jim Lee. Okie dokie. Now lately the chat rate has been way down, so if you're not afraid to chat, go ahead and ask a question or whatever. Got to get the chat rate up. All kinds of goofy metrics with this YouTube crap. You know what? I got to see if this screen is reversed. I guess the way to do it would be to hold that ruler up there and see. Yeah, it's backwards. Can you guys read that, or is it backwards? Let's try this. Let's see. Image settings, anti-flicker. That's better. One. Yeah, I can read it now. Let's see, we're on 1. We need to be on 2. I can't tell half the time. Does it read right now or not? It looks like it reads right to me here on the screen. Oh well. If it doesn't read right, I'll switch it back. It's backwards now. Okay. Let me flip it back. Shit. Okay, flip it back. Okay, how's that? Is that better? No, wrong camera. 1, we're on 2. See, it's reading backwards on my screen. But whatever. Okay. There you go. Okay. When you're epoxying these blind nuts, what I do is I back them out until it's flush. It's protecting the threads. We're going to mix up some epoxy and smoothie it on there. I gotta get rid of some of this foam wing core bullshit. Can't even move in here with all this crap. I did order the tool, the correct mixer for out at the field, so hopefully we'll have audio out there, good audio. You guys were complaining about airplane noise with the camera mic, but there was no way for me to shut that off, so first thing we're going to do is put a little epoxy on this. Good epoxy over the top of these fly nuts. You don't want them to fall out. That would be a disaster. Of course, to be honest, once you install these landing gear, after it's painted, I never take them out anyway. I guess you could. I already had them marked and indexed, so I know exactly where they went. Need to mix up a little bit more epoxy. And I'll put a fillet inside there. This is the landing gear by you know. I certainly don't want it to come out. I've got all this to do again. At least it's nice to know I have a plan. Okay, now it's just a matter of 5 minutes. Let this stuff dry. I've got a nice fillet of epoxy on top, on the outside, and a nice fillet of epoxy on the inside. And that's all that's going to hold the airplane up is this little thing right here. I might not got it deep enough. We'll have to see until we get it together. Can you get to the post after it's glued in? What post? What are you talking about? I have to drill a hole right there for the landing gear to go down into. But I needed it glued in to locate it. getting warm now, so we know it's working. It's I need to get this off my, get a clamp on it, but my hand's full of goo. Oh. Come on. There we go. Let that dry for a minute. There is a piece of motor mount in there, half by half. The way that I'm doing this, I have the luxury to glue it in first. If you look down in there, see if I can get it angled right. Right. Let's see here. Oop. Trying to do this. Right here where my finger's at, it's a piece of motor mount. Right there. You can't hardly see inside there. There it is. Right there. That's motor mount. Half by half. But as stated, I don't normally, I did a foam core leading edge wing on my Tucker. So I have experience doing that. I knew how to do it. This is a hybrid foam core, or leading edge core, because it has landing gear clips in it. This is a first for me. So it's taken some thought. Of course, nothing is rocket science. Just put it together and make it work. That should be good enough. So now, one thing that I am concerned about is I don't have a big lip here. I should have angled this, but I really didn't want to because I did run into some clearance issues on the motor mount here in the foam. I should have angled it like that. So what's going to happen is it's the landing gear door on the front is going to be very thin. It's not a problem. I mean, I can fiberglass it or whatever I have to do to hide the seam, but it would have been nicer to have it a little deeper. We're going to end up with like 0 on there. But it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, here's my landing gear clip. Let's see what it weighs. I don't know what it should weigh because I've never done one, but I'd like to get an idea for the next one I do, if I ever do this again, to make it lighter. So now I got to take these screws out because that ain't fair. Got to apples to apples. Really, it's about the same. It's 3/4 of an ounce for this, so that's 1.5 ounces for that. Ounce and 3 ounces. That's just the way it works out. It's 1.5 ounces for the mounts and 1.5 ounces for the wheels and wire. 3 ounces. So we're right in there. Same weight as normal. Now the next operation. Well, let's put this stuff in here first. That's 8. We want to keep. Here are my ribs already laid out. I got to cut them out, sand them up. But I'm going to save some wood because I'm going to cut the front of them off. So I've got to redraw them. But these are the best pieces of wood that I have. These are like this piece is 8 grams, so it's pretty light. Don't want to use that. I did sort out all my wood. And put it back where it belongs. So we'll use this right here. I had a little square, but it's disappeared. Here's a medium. I guess I can. It's split. So let's cut 2 like so. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is put a little white glue, tight bond on the foam. Then I'm going to need some CA. Yeah, the apartment was sold. I don't know whether I'm going to have to move or not. If I move, it'll be moving back to St. Louis. See, I'm here in Dayton because of Stunt Hanger. Jerry Hop. I built some airplanes for him. On the way back from Brodak, the year that I flew scale, I stopped off in Dayton. And it was, I didn't want to go all the way back to St. Louis. I just stayed here in Dayton. I didn't have anything to do. So I said, Jerry, can I work for you for a couple of days? He said, sure, no problem. So I worked for him. He liked what I did. And he said, would you like to work here? I said, well, I live in St. Louis. He said, it don't matter. I said, how much are you going to pay me? He told me. I said, well, that amount isn't really feasible for me to have a job here. He said, well, we'll rent you an apartment. I said, okay, great. You're going to pay the electric bill, and the only thing I pay is a water bill. He said, yeah, okay. So all I got to do is pay my food bill, go to work plus I get, and they give a good bonus. I've got some big bonuses here. Christmas bonus. Anyway, then Jerry dies on me. So now I'm stuck here. The only friend I got is John. I have no loyalty to this company. I mean, I've already worked my job, Harley Davidson. So, I get any BS, I'm going back home. I was only here to pay off some debt. And since working here, I paid off $23,000, $24,000 now. Okay, so this is my setup. I need to make a piece for there. I think we'll use this piece here. Then the door goes down in there. I mean, it's a real simple setup. So simple, I decided I'd use it. Where the hell did the pen go now? Don't have a pen, so I'm just going to have to cut it by eye. Cut it and sand it. Yeah, we are good friends. But see, I got a shop just the same as John's in St. Louis. Some ways a little better because I got TV in mine and an ice box. Okay. Where the hell did glue go? This was all pretty important to figure all this out before I went and glued all this other stuff together. So when you're building these airplanes, you know, kind of think ahead. Try. Use your brain. What happened to the knife? There it is. Now I have no way to put a square on it, so I have to use my square eye. No, I didn't say that. I'm not moving. I ain't doing nothing. And nothing's planned. Not till I'm done. They just sold the apartment here. I don't know what's going on. We shall see. Why the internet just blows up with nonsense. Okay. Wish I had some foam safe CA. Damn. Now I gotta fix that. Son of a bitch. Not a big deal, but it's a pain. Yeah, I'm excited. Another Tommy Looper pilot. Yeah, I don't know that I have to move or not. I doubt it. Not unless they don't like me, which is possible. You guys, I'm the only white guy in the complex, but you know what? They don't bother me. Let's use a. God, I hate to do that. Come on. Okay. No, I haven't heard the lead guitar lately. Okay, we're going to be able to get this sanded in right. You know how much I love sanding. Tell you what, it's a whole lot easier to work on this in your hand than just to have to work on it on the bench. Normally I don't do these till after the wing is built, but because of how this works, I wouldn't be able to. Ah, damn. I have to do it this way. Looks like I'm going to have to hold off on the sanding till this glue dries here. Come on, Tight Bond doesn't dry that quick. Okay. But I can get this back half over here. You know, I get a lot of comments that, you know, I don't think these videos help, but I guess they do because people have told me they're building better airplanes because of these videos. So that's all that counts. Okay, so now I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm gonna have to wait till it dries, and I'll do that after the thing is all glued together. We'll sand this one more time before the sheeting goes on. So the sheeting is gonna go on this. That's great, Craig. The sheeting is gonna go on this like so, and this will be covered up. Then I'll cut that out, and you won't see this end grain. Then I can CA along that to make sure it's tight down there. Of course, it'll have Z-epoxy on it, but Can't be too sure. This is the key to good airplanes. I was listening on the chat the other night. The guy was saying, "Why did my airplane get 18?" And because that's all it was worth. That's why I wanted to fly the red, white, and blue one. It was the right score. But I didn't build it as a concourse airplane. I built it as a light airplane. And I ain't willing to forego that extra weight. Okay, let's plug these holes. So we need an 1/8 by 8. It's about an 1/8. That looks about right. Perfect. Now you ask, how do I get a door to get in there and fit perfect? Yeah, I'll show you that. It's simple. Yeah. Come back. We've been on an hour already and still ain't got nothing done. Still ain't got nothing done. But I'll guarantee you this. This airplane will be on the front row no matter what. Okay, there's the landing gear mount. Took an hour to, well, it took longer than that to make. Probably took 3 hours to make. And when this dries, you'll see that it's sticking up here, but I have to wait for this glue to dry on the foam before I can knock it off. But this is down pretty flat. That's kind of important to get this all leveled off. There it is. So that the sheeting is, it's all, sheeting's all touching this and the ribs and this. It has to touch. Everything has to touch. Because if it ain't touching, might as well leave it off because it ain't doing no good. Okay, let's figure out how to lay this up and get this started glued. We're going to do it in this cradle here. I was thinking about doing it in the buck cradle, but this is the cradle it was cut from, so I use this one. Okay, I need that pen. Where did that pen go? unbelievable. But when you don't have any place to work and everything's laying on top of something else, what are you going to do? Ah, found it. There we go. All right, we know this is the cut line. This is the spar. Put this on this cut. Mark that. We'll mark that. That's exactly where this thing's got to go. I'm sure the engineers that are watching this are going, what the hell going on, man? Oh shit, that's way off. Good thing I checked. It's up here. Didn't look right. Right there. Right there. That's better. Okay, that is the line that it must be on. So let's clean this business off there. And yeah, that goes right there. We'll get this set up starting to dry, and then that'll be the end of the video for this hour, and then I'll come back later. I think we're going to need some wax paper under there because it's going to smooth all over the place and leave me in a mess. I think I'll take this Nover home, my high roller home. A couple boxes of camera gear. I need to sell that camera gear. So I got a Nikon D7200, bunch of flash equipment, all kind of crap that I'm not going to use. I was going to get into photography as a hobby, and you look at Danny's equipment, shit, you got $1 million tied up in lenses and crap. Okay, so let's get to business. I ought to glue that first and then glue it to the spar. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think we're going to have to wait for that glue to dry before I glue it to the spar. I just want to make everything perfect. We're not this Thunderbolt's not going to be half-assed at all. Okay. Yep, that's what I need to do. I need to let that dry. So I think we're going to end the video until that dries. When I come back, I'll glue this spar on the back half of it and set it aside, and we'll start building on something else. But this is a good time to take a break. I mean, what would happen is I could just go ahead and glue this on, but what I would take a chance of is misaligning the leading edge by monkeying around, and it's right on the money now. So I was smart with the wax paper. Let's wipe that excess glue off. Got to be keyed in the right spot there. Cut there. So let's do this. Getting some more wax paper. Bring this over here. Like I say, I got another side of this, the other side to do just like this. Oh, well, order them now. Build along with me. Try to catch up. Do this. Pin there. Well, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Pin it there. Pin it there. Pin it there. Fold this back over. Let me take my mold buck. Mold buck top, so that would be the other side. Need a book or something. We'll get the books out when I do the sheeting. Oh, crap. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video. Hour and 15 minutes. I'll be back in, I'd say an hour. That should be dry enough that we can glue the spar on. I also thought, I don't know whether I'm going to do this or not, but probably going to, is we already know this is the inboard wing, so a slot needs to be cut out of this right here so that the lead out can pass through. Why not cut all these out, squares, at least up to the here? Would it save anything? I don't know. Every little bit helps. Got to hit that 58 ounce mark on this big mama. And that's going to be difficult. So anything that I can get a hold of to get the weight out of it is going to happen. There won't be one bit of extra nothing anywhere. Use light ply on the ribs up there instead of aircraft ply. Light ply is plenty strong enough for landing gear. I don't care what anybody says. I've used it for years. Basswood, plenty strong enough for what I just did there. And it saves about half the weight of plywood and half the weight of any other wood, like the aircraft ply. See, if we were doing this gluing, if I were doing this gluing, I'd bugger it up and it would be out crooked. Well, that's why you take your time and eyeball it, pin it, make it straight. I don't, I'm not in a rush. This thing can be ready till next year. This airplane will take twice as long as my other airplanes took. Just the way it is. God damn it. Sorry about that. I can't do anything on this stupid. It's just a board on a piano stand. And if you put the weight in the wrong spot, poof, it'll flip off on the floor. Hopefully the peanuts didn't come out of that thing. I don't even see it. The house, oh, there they are. I got to sit down. Got to quit monkeying with it, or else I'll have it on the floor. All right, we'll see you in about an hour. Fair winds, tight lines. I shall return.